Hello everyone. So recently I was asked how to actually price up, your services for IPGA or whatever you want to call it, right? Just like a community creator, sorry, right? So someone messaged me on Instagram and asked me, how do you price it up? Like, what's a good price point for your services, right? So, I told them I'd make a video, so here's the video for that. It's not just for him, it's for everyone out there, just like, no matter what business you're in, you can use this to kind of like, price up your services, see what's a good price point, what's not, if you're going to rip people off or not, okay, right? So it kind of depends on a few things when you think about it. So you've got things like how many followers your client has or the influencer, whatever. How much experience do you have? There's a complete list of things what like goes into price points when it comes to your agency services and all that stuff, the pricing point and stuff. So for instance, I'll get this out of the way first. When you're reaching out to people, the minimum amount of followers they should have is 10,000, okay? Because if they've got 10,000 followers, that means they can actually bring an audience for their community or their course, whatever you're doing, whatever your services you're offering, right? You want to make sure they've got at least 10,000 followers, because that means they can bring something to the table that's actually worth their time, right? But say they've got 1 million followers, for instance, right? That means they can make a lot of money, by monetizing their community. So that means you could offer a higher price point. So say you're 10,000 followers and you've got no experience, right? I'd probably offer a free, just a free community to begin with for them, with like a 25% profit share, 30% profit share, right? On the other hand, if it's 1 million follower content creator, then maybe you could charge $1,000, because you've got to think there's a lot of potential in them. You can actually get money out of them. You could even go high, right? It completely depends on multiple things. Like, another thing what goes by it is experience, right? Like I say, 10,000 followers and no experience, you can't really offer much, right? You don't have the experience to prove that you can do it, and they don't have much followers, so they're not going to make money from doing it, or a lot of money, right? Of course, they might make $1,000, $2,000 a month from it, and you're going to take home 25% of that, so you're still getting something out of it, right? But you can't provide results, you can't guarantee that you're going to actually provide for them, right? You can't be like, look, I've done this here for this person with that many followers and all that stuff. It all depends on that, right? So 10,000 followers and no past work, just don't charge anything for your first client. Just ask for a 25% fee from when people buy. So say they make 100 sales at $20 for the course per month, right? You're getting $2,000 overall, and you're taking home $500 of that a month. That's still good, okay? That's still a start if you're, at the beginner level and you don't want to charge anyone, but you're still getting something from it, right? Even if it's 50-50 split, you're making $1,000 a month from that. Like, it's just like, I wouldn't say it's common sense, but if you don't have results, then you can't charge much, because you don't know how much value you're going to give that person, and people are most likely not going to buy into your services if you're overpricing it with no past experience. While if you've got experience and you've got a portfolio of like a bunch of clients you've done in the past and results, you've got maybe one client you made $20,000 in 1 month who had like 500,000 followers. So see, you reach out to someone with 500 followers again, and you can actually see, look at the results I got for these. I want $5,000 from you because I can meet you $20,000 per month. Then you'd be like, oh look, I want this retainer, not this retainer, I want this share as well. Sorry about that ambulance noise in the back, you can probably hear it. Emergency service getting about, but that's beside the point, right? If you have past results, it's going to improve your value. You're going to be able to provide results for that client because you've done it in the past, and you're only going to get better from then on out. Now you've got to kind of ask yourself, how much money would you give to yourself if you were an influencer with 100,000 followers, right? How much money would you give yourself if if the person had no past results that could improve that they're going to do what this is? You've got to kind of ask yourself that. Would you give that person $1,000 a month, when they've got no results, they've got no proven test that they're actually going to do this and make you more money, compared to the person who's got results, or the person who's doing it for free who's got no results? You're going to go for them more likely, because it's free, you've got nothing to lose, you get a community out of it and perhaps a lot of money out of it, compared to the person who's got results and they've provided results. You'd be like, okay, you take my $1,000, I know that you've showed us your results, I trust you now, you've got my trust, whatever, right? There's just so many factors what go into it, why your price point might go up or down. So for my first client, I had no past results, okay, then he only had 12,000 followers, I think, but in the meeting I asked him how much money he was making per month with what he was doing with his social media and just in general with his job, right? Because he was a coach, he was a fitness coach. Then he told me he was making 78 grand a month, so I was like, okay, like US dollars. I was like, okay, then so I might be able to actually get some money off him, because I was just thinking like in this interview, in this call, I didn't really have a figure in mind. I didn't have a number in mind what I could charge him, right? So I just, I just winged it basically. Then I found out he was making 78 grand per month, so I was like, okay, I can definitely get a retainer out of this guy. Because if I'd realised he wasn't making that much money and he was kind of like just like a broke influencer, I was going to just do it for free with a retainer. And not a retainer, I keep saying retainer, but like when I'm saying retainer, I mean, a profit share, okay? So I was just going to go with that to begin with, but then I realised he was making this much money, so I was like, okay, I can definitely get an upfront fee out of him in a monthly retainer and stuff, so that's what I did. So that's kind of something else you got to take into consideration, is how much money they make per month. On the call, make sure you ask them, like, don't be like, oh, how much money do you make? Make it same as if like, okay, so the first question I've got for you is, are you making any money on social media? That's just kind of the question I always ask, because it makes me get an idea of what they're making and how much more I can help them make. So, that's something I kind of did do. I winged that. I didn't have a goal in mind. I probably could have charged $500 now that I think about it, because he was very adamant about this. He was very happy about me, reaching out to him doing that. So I feel like I could have charged a bit more, but I'm still happy with the retainer. I got $250 per month up front and per month, whatever. But that's kind of just like what I did for mine, I kind of just winged it. I'll just be like, okay, say how much money he makes per month, and if he makes so much, I'll go off there and offer that. So, that's kind of the three things you've got to take into consideration: is the following they've got, the amount of money they make per month, and the experience you have. If all three of these are good, you can charge much more. Like if you've got the experience and they've got the money, you can charge up to $5K per month to run this course, which you can take a profit share out of as well. It just all depends, okay? But that's all I've got for this video. If if you've got any questions, messages on Instagram, I will make a video about it. I'll just reply to you directly. Join the Discord, like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. See you all later.